home, and I thought it'd be much easier to work with this guy when we're home. And again, as I always like to do, is start at the bottom and work my way back up. And here we go. I did drill the hole. Actually, this has got to be... Yeah, this is one of those things that you can't glue the shovel together unless you want it to be a single piece by that time. Anyways, let's pull this out. It's one of those trick wood carvings that put the T in. This one here, I could do it straight in, but we'll put Junior over there. Let's get back to work. I'll start working on the foot. The foot is a little bigger than I would like to have it. Let's zoom in here a little bit here. Let me take my knife, just shrink it just a little bit. I know he's caricature, so he's got to have a larger foot, but and we're moving it. All right, here. Same here. Maybe a little smaller and then a little shorter. Now, here I want to try to make it like the boots. He's got where how it comes on. There's a little bump and then the toe. But before that, I want to make it just a little smaller. I think that's almost the way I want it. Almost the way I want it. Okay, I think I mentioned the circles here because I think I do see the circles. I don't know if I did. I want this one, like I said, is about 60% this way. This one's about like 40%. It's a smaller part. And even after, we're going to make that even smaller. And this is going to be even smaller, I guess. So, like I began, let's get this started down here just a little bit. Let's get this started going here. This is going to lift just a little bit. Now, if he's a cowboy, usually we have cowboy characters, we have that lifted pretty high. And then this has got to shrink up a bit. He's got to shrink a bit this way. So they're kind of okay this way. This one might be a little wider. It's okay because we have too much on this. And we can keep working with the adjustment. Now, like I said, what I want is like the toes, and it comes up like this. It comes up like that. There's the toes. It comes up like this, like this. So let's start with the easy side. The easier side for me because I'm right-handed. It still rounds a little bit. All right. He's probably okay for now. Now the harder side. Round it a little bit. And let's take our number 11, 5 mil. Kind of clean that off in there. Round it and clean it off a bit. And as I mentioned before, this is a fast-paced video. And you can always slow down and, or not slow down, I don't know if you can slow down. But stop it, rewind it, go back, freeze it. I notice that this one needs still a little more trimming. Still a little, still comes up still a little too archy here. Too much arch. But I might get to a point where I'll live with it. Okay, next part of the boot is like kind of giving another look-see. And this and that. Oh, I forgot to round this just a little bit here. Just a little bit. Oops, a little bit not. Like I said, in a cowboy, you really lift that up. And these are old manky boots here, so we'll do this. Do this. Maybe one more here at the toe. Oops. All right, and then pencil again. Let me fix this. Come across this way, come straight down. Let's put the heel in. I don't really care to go across. You can if you want. This way, down. This way, watch the fingers, just a little bit. Now I'm going to take my chisel. Where is my nice medium chisel? And right here, first I want to come across, put in the heel. A little thinner. Okay. Now we're putting in the heel. As soon as I put the heel, next will be the sole, and then I'll give you the once over and the boot, because we are relatively done with the boot as far as soon as I put the sole in. And unless you want any adjustments, additions, whatever. Oops, careful. Now the sole is about the same, almost the same distance as the heel from the bottom. And it looks like I'm having troubles with this because I did, let me see if my other one, I did try to sharpen it. Let's see what this does. This is a little better on the wood. Yeah, that's better. Am I still in? And then you're going to go up. And then go up. And so you got this, the sole is above the heel. Same thing, the sole is just about above the heel. When it comes down, oops. Up and over. There. Oh, it's on this side. Now, if you don't, we'll just put a little, some dinks in it there before we leave it and give it the impression that it's been through the dirt pile maybe once too often, because he's been doing a lot of work in the dirt there. They're just kind of taking it off. They're taking the dings off, or putting some dings on it, taking the smoothness off, like it's a brand new boot. He's been out there. I mean, one day he will have brand new boots, but not right now. Okay, now as we leave the boots, the first thing I want to do is get at the bottom here. I want to clean that. Not only clean that, but we want to do a little bit, since it goes over the boot, we want to do a little undercut. So you got to be careful here. Just a little undercut, just enough to take that roundness of the wood there, so you can get the impression that it has, sure enough, is in there. to do that around that while I'm here. And again, I'm not going to keep taking all these little things off. Waste your time taking these little things off, because you can just don't want you to see me just taking these little. I mean, I'll take them out as long as they come out. I just don't want to wrestle with it anymore. Here, let's get there. If you can, because you want to get it sharper here as it comes down is the key thing. Oops, it's kind of hard to hold on with the boot there. And it's by no means perfect. It's not supposed to be perfect. Now, oh, there goes the little guy's shovel. I'm going to add a little more here, a little more separation, because I want to shrink the legs a little bit, but I want to shrink it from the inside. But it's not going to be completely shrunk, because this is going to have a lot of dents in it. This is going to be full of dents. So I'm going to just enough to kind of, oh, careful not hit the boot. Well, the boot, I said, is. Now the thing that I was trying to find, like I said, I wanted him to be a CCC worker, so therefore, AKA, this is 1930s, and try to find somebody wearing 1930s overalls as opposed to today's overalls. And I want to raise the knee level a little bit here. Like I said, I'll do more of the picking on my own here. I didn't want to watch, you have to watch me picking and digging and cussing, and why isn't that girl over there? Okay, same with the back here. Yeah, the knee is about here. So we're shrinking it quite a bit here, but by no means is it going to be sleek against his legs. Oops, because knee is right here. Just put a dent. See, it's just a matter of shaping. We're still shaping. Dent. We'll put the creases in as we go, but I want to make sure this is shaped nicely. Because what I want to do, I kind of, well, I'll get to the legs first. I was going to kind of treat this all as one because it's a bib overall. Now, when it comes to the dents, I think the dents are fine here. What I found that today's overalls, you start seeing dents that are going this way, right at the crotch area. Where the overalls, I think as a picture, it looks like the 20s, not the 30s. It kind of comes up this way because of the way that it was made. And so I want to try to come up a little bit this way to make it look like it's from the 30s instead of today, or you can find a picture and go ahead and have him as a person of today. But first things first is, like this guy here, I want to put a good dent in there, and then the knee. That's why it's a good thing we got some extra here, is for the dent. There, get that. Here in the back is somewhat the same. I think it comes a little bit this way. Oh, I think I may have cut off a little too much. So it comes this way to the knee. And so the knee gets a little kind of baggy-ish. And like I said, now it's going to start coming up a little bit this way. I didn't get in there very well. The knife didn't allow me to. I wonder if I can get it started with the chisel. Now the chisel is mechanical. We don't want to use too much of the chisel. But we'll get it started, and then we'll come back with the knife. And we'll have to come back. I'm not sure how the butoctyl area works. You don't see any back. I'm going to have to go by. Well, like I said, I got my dad's here. And it's got you got quite a bit of, I think the best thing to do is then kind of at least round the butoctyl area here. And there is the assumption, I didn't see any turnaround, but the assumption is, of course, according to Daz here, that there's some pockets in the back. We'll deal with that as we go. And again, there's a lot of this cleaning, and this is and that's is, and so let's finish the bottom here. Okay, let's go back to the other side. We'll put the stop cut in first. So you kind of learned, because what happens is you might go too far. And again, we're still kind of bulging at the knee. for the knee. Yeah, the knee is kind of bulging. So it starts to come up. Like I said, I'm going to try to a little bit of cheating here, but I want to be careful here around here. I neglected to make room for the pockets. I don't know if there's, yeah, there's pockets there. I'll have to probably smooth that out again. Sorry about that. Forgot the pockets, but we'll get to it. Get to the grain there a little bit. Stop cut here. There we go. Putting some nice happy dents in there. Yeah, I think what we can probably do is, what if we can do pockets on the crease? Let's see what happens. Okay, in the back. So we're just really dinging this up. Quite a bit, he's being dinged up. I don't want that too perfect there either. He's too perfect too. Like I said, there's going to be a lot of cleaning up. Now, get the picture out of the way. Get him out of the way. All right. Now, like I said, I kind of wanted to get the buttocks going here, and that's just a round, kind of rounding. Rounding. Now, what I want to do is, I want to at least put a Sharpie before a couple Sharpies on each leg. Got to be at least a couple Sharpies. I'll do something like this instead of a Sharpie. Same here as well. Take the funny marks off there. Oh, as I mentioned before, I always cut too fast. People have been complaining. And I was going to show you what the latest, and I forgot to show you the boot. Shame on me. But here, let me finish this. Now there's something like this. Oops. Get out of there, I goofed up. Get out of there. these. Let's get a pocket going, some pockets going. All right. Here's so far. There's the boot. Das Boot. I can't get on there. Or how about if I do something like this? The dent, das Dent. I think I need a little more Sharpie on the. Again, details later. And cleaning up. Now, the thing is like I said, let's put some, but here, before I put, I think there's a little, it's kind of almost straight down on this picture, but this, it kind of goes around. That's the thing about Dazzit, it is too what do you call it, sheer or slick or what it's tight. And it's about here. Yeah. But I still want to put a little bit that in, just at least a little bit in of that. Oops. Because I do want him to arch a little bit. Where's my number 9? Number 11. Put a little bit of that in there. Not too much. Okay, before we get into anything else, around it, make sure it's relatively symmetrical. And then what I want to do is I want to put a pocket in, and I think it's a pretty big pocket because this is a utility pants. You know, what you could do, I'm too late, is if you did another one of these, and you add some material, you can have the hanky coming out. Didn't think of that. Or you can probably drill and put a hanky in there. If I can think of it, I'll remember it, I'll think on it. Okay. Again, where is my, I want to use my, not this one here. Now, even though he was a little funny, but I think this way he might be all right. And what I'm doing is I'm putting this blade is up and this blade is over because we're bringing that up. And the same on top. We definitely want to have a little bit more cut off on top. Like I said, use the blade as a flat chisel. Okay, then over. Oops. I went up and down on that there. Okay. Now, what we want to do is take our knives and just kind of, or a flattish chisel. And the pocket comes up. But on this end here, we're going to do a sharp stop cut and just a little bit like it's open. There's the opening. And by taking, we'll take the pencil marks off at the same time, rounding it. Oops. And there's his pockets. Again, we're gonna take, I need to put a chisel in there and make his a little more butoxyl crack in there, pardon me. And with an extra, there we go, with a little bit of, and we'll smooth that out. Oops. The pockets might be a little off, but where is a smaller? First we'll start with this one, because I still want not only get him in there, clean some of that out. A larger chisel. All right, now, as for the pocket in front, let's see if we can screw that up already. That would be, actually, that would be, it would be about where the top is, but you know, well, I can just at least put it in. Start it, because what's happening is that when we start doing the arms, a lot of that's going to come up. So I think we could still work this. And oh no, let's do a V. This is kind of a straight up and down V. Well, that could have been a little bit this way, V. It could have been, because we're going to take a knife to it anyways. So all right, let's go a little bit this way. But again, we're just kind of putting one in. The thing is, like I said, is when that arm comes up and we start playing with that arm next, after I get the trousers done here. Okay, now here's the deal, is I want, like I said, I do want him to arch back a little bit. And what I've discovered is that he's kind of hunchy a little bit here. That's a little better. Maybe a little bit of arch. All right, because what's going to happen next is I'm going to start the penciling in of the top here. I'm going to pencil in just to get that. So what's going to happen is here's his bib is like in front. And it's a little higher here. And the bib is going to come up. And I just want to at least put that in. And then what's going to happen is that it's going to come around. And there's going to be actually quite a bit of shirt showing. Because there's going to be a lot of that. And I think I might, when I get to the arms, I might have to commit to that. Because there is quite a bit. And it's here. Now the bib is a little lower. It actually is about here. So in other words, when we get into that hands is when we'll commit more to the bib. And it's going to come down. Or actually, yeah, this is going to come down here. Wait a minute. Let me get my bearings, because see, like I said, there's going to be a lot of, so that's going to be this one here. And then this is going to come down, and then there's the snaps there. So no. This is this one here. Oh, yeah, that's right. Actually, that's right. For it to be, no, on the outside. Comes to here. Wait a minute, I'm kind of goofed up here. Yeah. See how far. And again, this is going to be this kind of a thing. So we'll leave that in. We'll just make our adjustments later. Because I want to stop here with the bib and start working on the hand. Let's start working on the hands. All right, I'm back. You'll probably hear the air conditioning going on in the background. It is pretty warm. Now I want to work on the hands. Just going to put this in and get the kind of the feel here. And here's my guy here. And since he is relatively 1.5-ish times bigger, then I would have to assume that the arms should not. The arms should be smaller than this arm, but excuse me. So we got quite a bit of lumber to take off. The other thing I want to do, that it is very important to do, is I want to keep these hands together. If we separate them, that's okay, but then we're talking about digging and cleaning, and I mean that's even possible too. But now the arms, I kind of wanted to keep this a little bit. This is okay here. Like I said, the arms are more back. So let's take about that much off. Therefore, since that looks, I would say that looks kind of good, at least for a start, and just later. But we're going to have to shrink just a little bit. We'll have to shrink quite a bit. Now the thing is then I want the arms to come up here. If I want to keep these together, with the wrist. And what's going to happen, there's a lot of wood going this way, so, and so I might be okay with that, or shrink it quite a bit more than that. This side, like I said, I want to keep that. We're kind of in there, kind of in the realm of okayness, okay-ish. To come up here, and there's the hand that goes this way, because the hand is going to go a little bit like this, around this, and this is going to come like this. Okay, here's what I want to do. I am going to take a flat tool, and I don't know I got any between the two. This is the widest other than, well, here, let's see if we can start with this. It goes straight down. Like I said, you probably don't have to do this because you got a better pattern. The finished pattern in here. I'm still kind of semi-developing, as it were. You're kind of watching me develop this. And let me take this. And I still want to get some of that chest down too. There we go. Getting that chest down. Okay, that's done. We're not done, but let's do it this way. So we're shrinking it, and you can see that pocket's starting to come more into view. Now we're getting somewhere. Now I don't mind if we have to shrink the hands a little bit. That's okay. As long as they are together, as I said. Now this is the bigger one of this. Oh, be careful. I think I may have cut off a little more than I wanted. And there, that pocket is starting to come into play. We're still okay. Okay, then I want to go a little bit here. I'm using the corner of this chisel to take the heavies off. And the arms are beginning to shrink. As we wanted. There's this piece. Like I said, even with the sleeved arm, put that crease in there. I think we might have to bring the elbow up a little farther because it'll compensate that longer forearm. Taking these hunks out one at a time. Like I said, this arm, I'd rather bring the arm forward instead of cutting this off. I'd rather bring the arm forward to help compensate and shrink. All right. Next over here, now this is going to be, I need quite a bit of compensation for moving forward. How much do I have to move forward with? To get in here. Let's see how much more I'm allowed. Now the difference between the two is this sleeve is a little farther down, which is probably okay because it's not perfect. I'm going to round it a little bit. Probably be rounding it more, but just to get our bearings straight. Straight with this side. Need some more rounding. Some rounding here of the torso while we're here. I know we're working on the arm, but kind of like while we got something going here. I got the grain is funny here. It goes one way, an inch later it goes down the other. Now this is the shirt arm here. And of course, when this, well, I don't want to mess with that too much now. I gotta meet with this. Make sure that this is, oh geez, relatively straight. Make sure that this is straight. We're going to start to go in just a little bit here to get our bearings. It's not particular detail, but just to keep us on track. Same. Now this is a little detailing here. I went around that. And again, while we're here, I'd like to a lot of this. Now he's going to have, I think the shirt, of course, is going to have a collar, so we want to leave a little bit. But it is important to know how we can rest the hands on his chest if we know where the chest is. Ooh, I buried the tip. Every time you bury the tip, like right there, that's burying the tip. But I have to. Like I did with the other arm, let's get this kind of straightened out. Now let's get to the 4. I think we're pretty well ready to get to and stick with the forearms. Now, I'm wondering if I should be working on the hands, and then the forearm will just lead right to the elbow. And I am telling you right now, that's a little big here. That's a little too much. So again, you probably don't need to do this. This is definitely, oops. So it's still designing, as it were. Which may be a little unfair for you. Rounding, getting more realistic. Now, again, caricature, he's going to have, his hand's going to be a little bigger. Let's do a little bit of rounding to get our bearings. I say that a lot, don't I? When you round it, I mean, you're probably going to have to, you may have to dig more, but at least you're getting the feel of what's happening. And just put a little round, whether it's going to be shrunk more or not. So he's starting to look a little better there. And I'm going to put the pencil in. Now if these hands were together, and if this does come like this, then how much hand should I take up here? Now remember, his thumb is on the inside, so we're only going to see 4 fingers. Because I gotta remember, where's the hole? There's the hole here. There's the hole here. There's where the hole is. So I could probably still take off about this much. Nope, 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 nope. we want to keep it the same size here. So not as much. So let's take that. Where's our, like I said, I like to see, he likes to take off. He likes to bite into the wood. He likes wood. So you may not be doing this. Okay, I think we are at a point where we could be comfortable about the size of it down close to the shape of the hand. Maybe a little more. Maybe just a little more adjustments. Start bringing the pants up. And if I remember to put in a zipper for this guy, I don't remember if they do have zippers. But I'll put in a zipper anyways. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit more off this way. I'm still looking at how the fingers will come around. Those fingers, I mean, this is going to be I still see there's still quite a bit left to take off. I'm going to go on this side. And it's getting there. Like I said, I am still cutting off more than you probably will, because you got the better pattern. But it's still the same process of getting the arms and the hands together here. A little bit of cleaning up here. I'm starting to like it so far. I mean, I think it's still a little bigger, but I think the thing that we're missing is the dent right here. Oops, that's going the wrong way. With a get a little bit of roundness. Start the roundness process. And if we did the same thing here, I don't think I cleaned this up here. I don't think I did. And we're beginning roundness process. And I am ready to, almost ready. Yeah, because it's going to be more round. I think we're good because the hand is going to be, when you put a fist on, it's going to be rounded, so it's high. It's not too high. I was going to give it one more, but no, I think it's going to be good. Let's get our chisel in there, semi-commit to the separation, or beginning the separation of the two hands. Oh, he's starting to look good. Because I think there's still a little more up here. And like I said, there's a little bit of this where the forearm comes in and then it twists. Or not twists it. Right here, it takes that little scoop. I think you can see it there. It's better like that before you get to the hand. And we'll adjust later. Right now, let's get. I do want to start getting things rolling on the hand here. Not being impatient. I want to start getting to it. And like I said, I think we still got a little more where the fingers are going to come down. I think we got too much fingers on his left hand here. All right, here's what I want to do. I'm going to start building the planes of the hand. Does he got a? Well, he's got more of a clutching than a grabbing. And if it's like this, then this point, this is going to be kind of sticking out. If I got a stick, no, when I close to me. All right, I'm going to take this off because that's going to be misleading, but this is sticking up and this is sticking up as to the first. So in other words, it's still wrist until it gets to that. Still more to take off. Oh boy, I got a lot of adjusting. There we go, and then, because it's got to come. And that's the first one, it goes like this. Then the next one that comes actually comes in. Now we're going to do some good undercutting. There we go. The planes are looking pretty good. Now, as I've mentioned before, this appears to be the smaller hand. So what we're going to do is, well, we still got a little more fixing first. As you make the smaller hand, foot or whatever, as perfect as possible, and you make the larger one fit that. There we go. There we get. All right. And again, this is going to have to come. Careful. Yeah, that does not want to. this is going to way undercut. Let me give this just a little clean here. Rag down. So I clean it to get my bearings. Same with on this side here. Oh, sorry. We need the shape before we can fix. Because he's going to come out here. There we go. And that dip has got to be like right here. Before the hand dip. All right. A little bit of cleaning. Now this, if we adjust this forearm, this one is smaller than this one. And well, we'll just keep, now that's where you keep going back and forth and back and forth. Now, before I go any further, well here, let's do this. Take this right at that tip, this, and this, and this, and this. What was I going to do? I was going to do something. I said, but before, now one thing I want to take a quick look here. Now you notice here's the belly, because there's still more chest to take off. I want to take that opportunity now since we've got this all cleaned out. We're not cleaned out, we'll be cleaning it out. Ooh, I always hate the sound of breakage. Is that the time I take the tip of my knife off when you hear that break? I do want to do a little bit of catching up, and I'll adjust for the, oops, and as the arms come up, yeah, we got a pocket there, but there is still lots more to adjust. And I want to go in this way, adjust and clean. Still more. This line here. It's okay, I'll just come back later. No, I'm relatively good because you got the bibs there, so let's put the bib back on. Because here's what's going to be the fun part, is cleaning this out, so we can still see some shirt. And a little end here, whoops. We don't have to get down into here. I'm not sure if I want to commit to that yet. We still got too much of a Popeye's arm here, so it's still more adjusting. Now that we're getting happier with the hand, and I want to still bring this closer to his chest. It'll be that much less we have to dig into here, and we could still have this kind of a twist here. That's a twist here where kind of like this, because I want to keep the, if we can, keep the arm close to the bib here. Now the problem is this arm is going to be a bit longer. This arm is a bit longer, I think. So I did kind of, we'll have to work back and forth where I want less, make that less longer by taking more of this off. Oops. And so there's arm here. Oh, that's right there. He's the chisel there. All right. Getting back at the hands, because as the hands, you know, start to look good, and then everything else is starting to look good, or starting to need a little cleanup. Now, since this knuckle is here, therefore, the fingers are going to start here. Same here. I want to start, hopefully, this chisel will work. I want to start in the center. The next one between the two. You can see it's a little, the fingers are starting to look a little thin, but that's more at the top. I'm going to have to get the knife in there. Well, I'm going to get the knife in all of that. So here in the center, which I don't think it is, here, here, oops. And I want to do it about 10 degrees this way. Degrees this way. So the fingers are going to need a lot more adjustment, because I did kind of go here. If I do this, then there's more finger on there. Okay, 10 degrees this way, this way, this way, 10 degrees this way, this way, this way, and again there's going to be some more adjustments, but You want to make it so the pinky, of course, is a little smaller. Okay, same here. This is going to be quite a bit of adjustments to be made to make it look a bit better. Oops, the forearm, or the forefinger is a little bit. Now, here's the deal here. Here's the thumb. It's actually going to, I don't want it to be, it is going to cover the forefinger. In which we're going to bring the forefinger down. Here's the thumb. There's a little roundness here. And we're going to come around this way. Getting close to some commitment here. There we go. I mean, there's still more adjusting to go. Of course, there is. And here's the same thing, upside down. So it's going to come in. Widen this up a bit. Sorry, how much of that did you miss? Shoot, I hope you didn't miss much. I'll bring it back in a little bit here. Now that this is underneath, it really does not have to be overly perfect. But you certainly want to give it a go. You want to give it a try here. Cleaning up. And a little bit of this. Do this. Again, there's still quite a bit of adjustment. Quite a bit. We still got this going. Same here. Oops, I think I may have moved up a little bit here. And therefore I have to do a little bit of this. Counter that. Okay, see, that's what I did here with the thumb. I put the thumb in over the forefinger, and therefore the forefinger, just in case if I did miss it. Goes underneath the thumb. Excuse me. Okay, I think it's though maybe a little baggy, which is okay. I think I want to bring the shoulder in this way a bit. There we go. So we have a little bit of a neck going on. Oh yeah, I'm just going to clean this. He's kind of looking straight. All right. So, since the arm is done, we're getting pretty darn close. Oh, here. Let's do this. No, the arm isn't done. Let's do a little bit of this. Oops. Again, we got pickings and cleaning up. I want to make sure these are pretty well separated. Still a little bit, I want a little bit of arch here. And a little bit of flatness, just a little bit. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. And so while we're here, might as well commit to, which way is which? Because this way is probably going to go up and around. Well, that's right, this way is going to go around this way. Yeah, I want to kind of begin to commit to that. Get it to, oops, I want to get it to disappear before we get to that elbow. Okay, I want to use this again. This flip is up and this flip is down. Same with here. Same with here. All right. Same with here. This flip is up. There, same with the in reverse. I probably won't be able to do that here, but if I can at least just get it started. I have to take the knife to that. Same this side, we'll get it started, and then, like I said, I don't want to, right there. is I'd use the flip, the chisel part of the V as a tool. We'll get back with the knife. Now, same with this way. This part is up and that one's across. Get to the knife on that. But this one here I can't do because I don't want to get into that there. Now this, again, what's towards me is up. And I'll use just a little bit of that chisel there. Now this is going to be difficult. We might have to use the knife on this. Oh, it's getting there. Because of the iron hands in the way. It's a good thing we waited till the hands were done, or a lot of that lumber would be gone. And now I don't want to clean this too much here. I want to kind of leave that a little open. Should, because we're going to be doing the collar. Oops, where are you? All right, now first I'll adjust my backside a little bit here. Get some blood circulating to the brain. Now, I'm going to take my LV here because he's got a better point. And sometimes I use it as detail or medium detail. And then we still got enough for the back collar. Front collar needs to be just a little more. And we're gonna not do the collar until we do the head, or at least get the head to a satisfactory way. Taking some of the pencil marks off. This has got to be relatively sharp here. Relatively, because this is almost to the point. If you can get a tool in there, this will be almost undercut, almost, because you want that. Don't take too much off now. Same with here, you want it to be undercut, but again, we'll come back to detail. I mean, so we could do a little bit of it now. Straight down or a little bit undercut. And I do want the trousers to come up a little bit. And adjustments later, of course. Huh. Anyway, I wasn't cooperating there. Same with this. Just a little bit here. Get that shadow back. At the same time, cut some of that. Can you get in there? Arm, 1, 2, 3, that should pop out. See, we're just beginning to get that nice and separated. Let's take some of that pencil marks out to avoid confusion, and while we're here, just a little bit of shaping. A little bit. Same with on this side, I think I already did. I mean, I'm still, don't have to worry about cutting too much because this this overall is way imperfect. So if he's going to be bulgy here and there, that's, I mean, if you end up that way, then that's fine. You can take the pencil marks off. On this side, like I said, just a little bit of either straight or undercut, give or take. And somewhere in there, there probably will be a pocket. Now, interesting, the 1920s, well, some have had a pocket. Some had a kind of a weird pocket, where today's is kind of nice. It's a nice pocket. Did we do this side? Just as long as it's like it's straight down and clean, relatively clean cut. More around it just a little bit. More around it here. Same with the back. Oops, don't take too much off. There we go. Want this just a little straighter. A little straighter. Horizontal, that is. Okay, pencil marks off. Did I come in here yet? Yeah, I think I did. But again, there's going to be some picking and grinning here. Quite a bit of picking and grinning. Okay. I am relatively, wait here with the hand, before we go away from the hand, I want to do a little bit of this. Now you can probably take it. Let's take it small. Let's take it. I think this might be easier. There's quite a bit of adjustment going on here, so. Just a little bit. I mean, I don't want him to look, I don't want him to have too much of an old man's hand, but it is a war. His hand is work. He is happy to get work because this is during the Depression. Yeah, quite a bit of adjustments of here and there. Okay, what I want to do is just kind of get started on the head. Now the thing is that I kind of goofed up. I remember I goofed up on the head. Is that I am going to take some of that sideburn off and use some of it. Almost to the point of starting over. I don't know if that's the best way to do it. So like I did, like I said, I believe I'm leaving it with that, but what will help me is if I get my number 11 or number 9, and I want to start in on the nose here. Oh, there we go. Just get started on the nose. Straight down with the number 9. This is about a 3 to 4 millimeters, that is. You might have still a honking nose. You can still shape it. I always like to start with a nice honking nose because you can always shape it. And I want to get to 30 degrees this way, 30 degrees this way. Let's go a little deeper. Just a little deeper. Now I want my, where is my number 11 5 mil? Where are you? I see the big one. Oh, right in front of me. That's why I don't see it. I think you're looking right at it too. Like I said, I want to get in here. That's the one thing I like about doing the triangles. Is it smooths better. I mean, what I'm doing right now, you probably can take a block of wood and just do it without the triangles, what I just did. But like I said, it's easier to just smooth, just kind of kiss the wood. Oh, careful. Starting to look a little more okay-ish, because if we were to, where's my, it has the same handle as this, that's why it's so, if we look them down this way a bit, and we begin to shape the head a little bit. Now I'm starting to get a little more comfortable, except I still want a little more of that off, so I still want to use some of that. That's where I went a little bit too far, but do I have enough to go over here? A little bit, okay. I want to put the sideburn back in here. Sideburn back up here. The knife straight back. Careful, don't take much of that ear. And that is a lot of lumber for ear, and that's good. You can always take away. Okay, what I want to do is I want to do right here like this. Let me just get started. It's about a 45-degree angle. Careful of the nose, but you scoop up to the eye. Whichever way the lumber goes. Oh, where are you? Uh-oh. 45-degree angle up, but it's a scoop. Jeez, what is a scoop. Be careful of the nose. Make sure it looks the same as the other one. I still got a little bit of this to take off. Now the next thing I wanted to do, here, that's what looks funny. I need to take a little more of this, take a little more of this. Now what I want to do is one of these, just to get a nice triangular shape going. Now I got it up instead of upside down. And this is straight down with a little bit of curve at the end. A little bit of curve. Straight down with a little bit of a curve. And you could see the face starting to take shape. What the heck kind of earmuffs does he have on? We will get to those ears. Okay, let's look back and forth. I can remember his head is kind of tilted a little bit, or turned a little bit. I'll do just. Now the next thing I want to do is clean a little bit here. Look at the profile, because this, yeah, because the lips, I want to make sure the lips are a little higher. And I want to do a little bit of this to the nose. While we're at it, let's kind of clean the nose up a little bit, just a little bit, just to get our bearings. I don't know if that's the best way to put it. And so it doesn't bother us too much. We'll be coming to the eye a little later, but now while we're here, I want to take some of this off. Big knife. Careful I don't break that. That was one of the statements that Ivan Willak once said. Never take off more than you leave behind. So if that was twice as thick, don't take off like 75% of it in one shot in attempts to leave the 25%, but that's not what's going on here. Also with that, I just want to get kind of the bearings here, because he is, I want to say, kind of relatively clean cut. This is like the 30s, but he's a worker. He's out in the field. So I want to take off quite a bit of lumber. And the neck is going to come up. You know, that's what I need to do, is get my round tools. Probably I need will help. Here's my number 11, 5 mil. Kind of getting. And what I might want to do is I might want to get semi-started with the ear, because it being too big is really screwing us up here. And so what I want to do is, first let's give this a clean. And the ear comes from, it's high to low. So let's take off quite a bit this way. Almost leaving that alone up there. See, it's getting there high to low. We're taking off a lot of that. Back of that. Okay, this is probably a little more, but where's my number? Just to get my bearings. Now we are relatively committed to the eye socket pencil right here, so about where the mouth is going to be about here-ish. I said here-ish. Interesting how it's starting to shape. So therefore the ear is going to come about here. And it's going to come to the top. So it's going to be kind of shaped like this. Even though it's still a little big. Same with on the other side. About above the lip. Now I think that ear might have to go back just a hair. I'm not sure. I think if I were to clean it a little bit, that would bring it back. So if we're getting our bearings on the ears, though they're still pretty darn big, and will be adjusted later. Let us take our V. Oops, careful I don't hit that hat. And we're just taking off lumber here. Taking off lumber here to figure the ear. We're just going to figure the ear a little bit here. So now we can start doing some adjustments. What's going to happen is that with the jaw, it's going to come up to here. It's going to come up like that. What do we got over here? Yep, it's going to come. It's going to come up. And down like that. Up. And down like that. And what I mean by down, I'm talking straight down, and that's where you're going to twist that neck. And you're going to come out here like this. Oh, I forgot, I'm sorry. And then you're going to come up with there's the hair, sorry. Almost. And so this is like kind of like a I almost want to say a four-sided chip. And that's where the hair is going to go. And the neck is going to come up. You got this, and oh, that came out. But we're going to be needing a good chisel to clean and shape. There we go. And what I do mean, well, let's keep it for that. We'll adjust later. We will adjust later because we still figure the neck where the collar is going to be. Getting there. Same here. Just for the sake of getting, well, it's like bearings, but getting lumber off. Almost straight down. Almost straight across. This way like this. We want this and this, but that isn't popping off the way I wanted it to, like the last time. Oh, excuse me. Now let's take our chisel. Chisel is just going to basically take, well, first of all, it's going to take out what we just put in there. And there we go. It's starting to look a little bit of twist for the neck. We'll do some adjustments later. So this one is a little higher than this one because we got a collar coming. So I want to leave all that alone. But now that we've committed to that, to the ear a little bit, let's go straight down. And of course there's quite a bit more ear coming up, but I want to get this hair out of here because that's big lumber. That is big lumber. And I think that's almost there close to the last of the heavy carving on this, with maybe a little bit of the hat. Because what's going to happen is, that, again, the next here, and I'm leaving this all open because that's where the collar is going to come in. When we do the collar is when we can really straighten out the neck. Get some more of that lumber out of there. There we go. Now, I mean, he's relatively clean cut, I want to say. But he's still got, he probably hasn't had a haircut for a while. So it's not, he's not a hippie, but he's not up in his grooming. Boss is about ready to tell him that you can get a haircut there, mister. Let's take a little bit of that off. And like I said, just a little bit of a scoop here is where it ends, and that's the back of the head down to the neck. I think we better kind of leave things alone, and at least we got a lot of the lumber off. There we go. There's a good profile. You know what? I didn't notice that. How long has my stabilization been on? That is so annoying. I didn't have that on. How'd that get in there? Now I think I might want to take the ear back a little bit on this one. So here, this is adjust your look at your ears. Make sure they're relatively okay to each other. Now the hat is almost, I wish I had a little more. Other than that, well, let's take the pencil marks off. A little bit of saw marks left here. Yeah, gee, how long has that been in there? That is annoying. I want to be careful. I think I'll work with the top before. And let's just take the last of the saw marks off. Like I said, I wish I had a little more If you ever make another one, put a little more floppy, but I think it's still good.